This is me trying to be your K-drama plug. What's up everyone, it's Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. Here I mainly post vlogs about student content, day in the life, reading vlogs, but today we're adding something new. I am obsessed with K-dramas. They are literally the only things that I watch right now and like the only things that I talk about right now. They have severely screwed up my sleep schedule because like currently it's like midnight and I'm filming this because I probably won't go to sleep for another 3 hours. So a productive use of my time would be to film a video where I talk about all the K-dramas that I watched last month. In August, I watched a total of 10 K-dramas, and that's actually sort of surprising because I didn't really get like into K-dramas until like mid-August, and I finished a majority of these K-dramas within like the last 2 weeks. So you know, go me and my binge watching skills. I have compiled all my thoughts here on my Notion page, and let's get started. Oh, disclaimer. I will probably mispronounce somebody's name or multiple somebody's names.
Park, Park, Shin,
Shin. I have tried my best. I have Googled, but different places are giving me different pronunciations, so it's sort of throwing me off. But I did text Dana and I was like, how the heck, why are these like the same character pronounced differently? And she gave me like a free Korean lesson. So, you know, we love Dana here. If I keep making K-drama content, I will get better at like pronouncing all their names and everything. But I tried and I need content. So we're gonna have to hear me struggle. Coming in the 10th spot, you guys, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You guys might hate me for this, but it's Hotel de Luna. I know that this one is so popular, but like, OMG, I felt nothing. Hotel de Luna is basically about like this hotel that caters to ghosts, and the character like Jung Man-wol is like IU's character, and she is the owner of the hotel, and we have this human general manager who comes to the hotel and basically like changes everything. There were 3 reasons that I decided to watch Hotel de Luna. Number 1 being that IU's character was in a lot of hot K-drama girl edits. Number 2 being that IU's character was in a lot of hot K-drama girl edits. And number 3 being that IU's character was in a lot of hot K-drama girl edits. One thing that I do have to say about Hotel de Luna is that the set and the costumes all are amazing. Fashion icon, really. Everything is so grand and opulent, and her fashion is obviously top tier. But the storyline, I really just like couldn't get behind the romance between IU's character and the male lead. It might just be that every time I looked at the male lead, I thought of the bug from A Bug's Life, and it's really not him. It's like all on me. Like, I don't know what about his face makes me think that, but I think that, and it's really hard to get rid of that connection. So it was like really distracting when I was trying to watch. I don't know, I liked their platonic relationship more, but I know that as the drama like progressed and they got to know each other more, it became more intimate between them, and it like obviously it was like you knew that this was gonna be like a romance between the two, and I saw it coming. I just still didn't like it. So my final rating was a 3 out of 5. Also, you can watch Hotel de Luna on Netflix now. I watched it on Drama Cool, but then after I finished, they added it to Netflix. Coming in number 9, we have Doctors. So basically in this one, Park, Park Shin-hye plays a gangster slash like troublemaker who turns into like this kick-ass doctor in this medical drama. She's very determined to expose the wrongdoings of the doctor who killed her grandma. So basically after she becomes a doctor, she goes back to her hometown and she works in the hospital where her grandma was killed to like expose the corruption and everything. This guy, like, I don't know what it is about him, but this guy, why were 2 capable young high school girls falling in love with this guy who they called their teacher? So beside there being like a really weird age gap between like the main female lead and the male lead, like once they got to like the hospital part and they got rid of like their school element, I was behind it. I was behind it. Like, the medical stuff, like, really well done. But every time they had a flashback, this is uncomfy. This is not okay. Besides the main fight scene that was, like, in the first episode of the drama, where, like, Haejong beats up a bunch of gangsters in, like, the ER. It's, like, really commonly used in badass K-drama girl edits. But anyways, like, it just severely lacked the punch that I thought I was gonna have. Because even though we see how capable she is, like, fighting and defending herself, besides, like, threatening people and, like, actually figuring out corruption, she still needs a lot of men to help her. And most of these men are, like, potential love interests, and they just start, like, falling all over themselves to help this girl because she still has this, like, doe-eyed damsel in distress thing going on with her, even if it's, like, very subtle. Oh my gosh. Also, another thing I need to add to this, my comments about this one, that kiss scene, like, where they kiss in the rain, it's, like, the very first kiss scene, Miss Girl literally cringed. She went, like, and, like, their lips just, like they didn't kiss. It was just, like, placing their lips on top of one another. I was crying because of how painful it was. I knew I wasn't gonna get, like, an American Grey's Anatomy makeout scene, but, like, what was that, honey? What was that? Pretend you actually like the guy, please. Final rating was a 3.5 out of 5. For doctors, you can watch it on Drama Cool. I haven't tried out any other websites. In number 8, we have Because This Is My First Life. Nam Se-hee is single and doesn't want to marry. However, he's tied down to his house because of his, like, extremely large mortgage. And Yoon Ji-ho is single, but she just gave up on her writing dreams, but she needs a place to stay now. So basically these two end up, like, becoming roommates, and then they have, like, a marriage of convenience because of, like, this housing situation and to get, like, their families off their back. It's, like, mutually beneficial, but we know, like, how marriage contracts go. This show also explores the lives of, like, their friends and their relationships, but it, like, focuses on this couple, like, mainly. I came into this show expecting something severely different than what it was, because in all the badass K-drama girl edits that I've been watching, they have, like, Isom, basically, like, her character punching, like, it's like her coworker or her, like, boss or something, like, she's punching him and then she's, like, dropping her cigarette in his coffee, and, like, they're very commonly used in badass K-drama girl edits. So I thought that this drama was, like, more action-packed, like, more badassery type thing, but it really wasn't. When I first saw it on Netflix, I was like, oh my gosh, this can't be the same show, because the poster was very, like, bubblegum rom-com, like, super sweet. But the show, like, what I thought it was more, like, dark and twisty, but the show itself is neither of those. It's like a blend. It's, like, neither super sweet romance, but it's also not really, like, a gangster fight type of drama. I feel like it's slice of life. It's very relatable in a sense. This drama has its moments where the writing is just, like, absolutely superb. It's sweet, it's serious, but I do think that this drama leans more towards being, like, sad and serious than it does, like, happy and joyful. This drama happens to be in 8th place because of all the things that they censored. Like, it was so distracting. They would give each other plushies and the faces of the plushies would be censored out. Like, why would you do that? Just give different plushies. The main couple kept watching soccer matches. Like, they bonded over their soccer matches. The soccer matches were censored out. Like, maybe it's just because it's on Netflix and it's not like that when it was actually airing, but when it was on Netflix, like, literally everything was censored out. And I was like, I get it. Korean censorship was weird and funky, and they censor out a lot of things, but, like, this is distracting. They were censoring out way too much. I gave this a 3 out of 5. It just wasn't quite what I wanted or what I was expecting. You can watch this one on Netflix, and I think they also have it on, like, Drama Cool. Coming in number 7, we have The Rookie Historian, Gu Hae-rung. Now, I'm actually really surprised that I enjoyed this drama because I'm not normally into historical dramas, but in this period drama, we have Gu Hae-rung, who's, like, the first female historian, and she ends up working really closely with the prince, who is also, like, a romance writer of the time. For this one, we have, like, really strong female characters, and they really get to shine because literally all the men are sort of stupid. Men are just there for comedic effect, like, especially the prince and his, like, I think it's pronounced, like, Inuch. like his servant. Rang is literally amazing. She is like sharp, she is witty, she's unapologetic, she's a troublemaker, she's willing to stand up for what she wants, what the people need. She brings a lot of change into her position, which does cause some problems, but I definitely think that she like pushes the story along. The show had a really great blend of drama and romance and like the political royal court type scenes. It worked, but I also gave this one a 3 out of 5. It's not like spectacular. You can watch this one on Netflix too. In number 6, we have W2 Worlds. This one was Dana's recommendation, and you know, let's just say I had some thoughts. In this webtoon come to life, the daughter of the webtoon artist gets transported into this webtoon. Lee Jung-suk plays the main character of the webtoon, Kang-chol, and Yeonju, who's the daughter, she gets transported into and the webtoon begins to write itself. Fantasy aspects and like the thriller aspects of this drama were like really well executed in the fact that like I was terrified, but those episodes really just set the finale and like the ending up for a little bit of a disaster because they were so good, so well written, so crafty, and then the finale just left a lot of things unanswered. This shit terrified me. Like, if you're looking for some nightmare fuel, look no further. I could not sleep after episode 10 or 11. I had to watch until literally the end because there are some things that happened in like this drama that I will never be able to unsee. You know, if you're looking for a little gore, a little spice in your dramas, you should watch this. I feel like I placed it here in number 6 because I can't really do thrillers. Like, I can't even do Jane the Virgin because it like stresses me out. I really can't do thrillers. My heart just goes ba-dump, and I have to fast forward through all the scary scenes because I really just don't want to have a heart attack at 17. So I gave this a 3.5 out of 5. It was good. It had like its moments, but it wasn't like wow. You can watch this drama on Drama Cool. In our 5th spot, we have While You Were Sleeping. This one was actually the first K-drama that I ever watched. My friend got me to watch it during our lunch break. I never actually finished the drama though. I used to watch this during my 6th period bio class, and don't get me wrong, like I loved bio, but like how was I supposed to finish a whole entire K-drama episode in a lunch period? Makes no sense. So I went around and I knew like once I started getting into K-dramas, I wanted to finish like the OG, what got me like started with K-dramas. So I finished While You Were Sleeping. Starring Lee Jung-suk, Suzy, and Jung Hae-in. While You Were Sleeping is about these 3 people who have dreams about the future, and once they like wake up and meet in real life, they try and use like what they saw in their dreams to change the events in real life. I know that this is a very popular K-drama, and you might be wondering, Hannah, why is it in like 5th place? The beginning had like this thriller aspect because we had this killer and they were put in like situations that were very dangerous, very unsafe, but then the ending sort of turned into like this legal courtroom drama. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't boring and it was very court heavy even in the beginning, but like we just lost some of that thrill. It's just like W2 Worlds, where I feel like the intro really just set the standards a little too high. So for this one, I gave it a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed this. It wasn't my favorite though. I think you can watch this one on Drama Cool, which is where I watched it. I don't know if you can watch it on any other streaming services. Okay, now we're getting to like some of my favorites. 4th place goes to Her Private Life. I hear that this one was based off a webtoon. I haven't read the webtoon and I am interested in reading it, but Her Private Life, the K-drama, is chef's kiss. Rom-com, check. Fangirling, check. A healthy relationship, check. Park Min-young in pantsuits, check, check. And double check. For all my people who love a good office romance, Her Private Life is for you. Sung Duk-mi is an art curator and she's secretly like a massive fangirl. And after accidentally getting into like, I guess it's like a dating scandal with this idol, she like fake dates her boss so that she like isn't exposed as a massive fangirl, but oh my gosh, Ryan, my man, he went from like sort of intimidating and rude to being like a massive simp and like one of the most supportive boyfriends I've ever seen in K-dramas. Like, don't get me wrong, Ryan is a really great boyfriend. I think the one thing that shocked me about this K-drama was the healthy relationship. They had such great communication and boundaries, and they respected one another's boundaries. Ryan was so supportive of something that Dokmi was like ashamed of, like her fangirl habits. He was so supportive of it, and he didn't like find it weird or try to get her to change. I feel like I put this here because the fashion, like it's contemporary and like it's just Park Min Young in pantsuits, and she looks gorgeous. She looks gorgeous all the time, don't get me wrong, but like pantsuits, I think I have something with suits on women. Like it just does something to me. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 too. I definitely recommend it. It's amazing. You can watch this on Netflix. And now we're in our top 3. So for our third spot, we have Vincenzo. Now, I put this here even though I didn't really like the first half of the drama. I like was obsessed with the second half. This is actually the second K-drama that I was able to watch in its entirety. But Vincenzo Casano is part of the Italian mafia, and he comes back to Korea to like do some business. He gets tied up with this corporation who's like sort of interfering with all his plans. Once he gets in like cahoots with Hong Chae-young, these two like deliver some justice. Not like lawless lawyer type justice, but like sort of lawless lawyer type justice. They both use the law, but then they also use like pow 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 fighting. For me, I really didn't get around to liking this drama until like the residents of the plaza were able to participate a bit more in Vincenzo's plans, and I really feel like that just goes to show that the supporting cast really makes a difference in the drama. In the beginning, it was really just like lawyers threatening each other, blowing things up, and you know, just being super sketchy to begin with. These kisses have me screaming. Like, I shamelessly watch them on repeat, especially when like you have people who cringe when they have to get kissed in K-dramas, like so spicy, and then you get like 12 different angles and then they play it back. Also, the two main actors have like such great chemistry, and I really enjoy the two of them in like all the behind the scenes and like the games that they have to play for like the swoon. So overall, great. Also, the chaos that Chae-young, Vincenzo, and their office manager radiate is just supreme. It makes for some hilarious content, especially on like the Instagram edits of like the three of them. However, I do have to say that Vincenzo is very graphic. But for this one, we're moving out of like 4-star territory and into 4.5-star territory now. You can watch Vincenzo on Netflix. In second place, we have What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. We're back at it again with another Park Min Young office romance, but this one is based off a webtoon, which I have read and I love and adore. Basically, the whole premise is that Secretary Kim wants to quit her job, but like her boss, the vice president of like this corporation, will not let that happen. I have one word for you: kissing. These two were amazing. This show also had like all the tropes. They have the vice president and secretary. They had a childhood connection. It was like an enemies to lovers sort of vibe. It was an office romance. Rich guy, poor girl, and most importantly, like he definitely fell first. Also, I have to say the editing on this one was just top tier. You have sound effects, you have like drawings on like the actual film. I feel like they definitely used sound and they used like their editing styles to add so much humor to this show. Also, we had a couple of cameos actually, of some very familiar faces, because the director of What's Wrong with Secretary Kim was also the director of Because This Is My First Life, and I didn't know that until I saw some of these cameos. The guy who played Secretary Kim's blind date was one of the main characters in Because This Is My First Life, and the people who played Secretary Kim's parents in like a flashback are the main actor and actress of Because This Is My First Life, and they even used one of the songs from that drama. So it really just pistol whipped my heart. I'm not over this cameo because it's just so cute. I was not expecting to see like these two actors play like a couple again, and it was just so sweet and so wholesome, and I was just like, y'all, this is 4.5 out of 5 drama. I love it. It's amazing. Also, Park Min Young in her office attire is just... Now we need to talk about my #1 drama of August. It's Crash Landing on You. It's the way that I thought I wouldn't actually like this drama. So I stopped watching it after 10 minutes, and then I finally got convinced to give this drama like an actual chance. So I got absolutely hooked. It's also the way that I'm absolutely obsessed, like obsessed with Son Ye-jin and her character Yoon Se-ri. Like, she can hit me with a car, she can step on my neck, she can ask me for an organ and I give it to her. I want to be her. Like, I really just want to be her in every way, shape, and form. Crash Landing on You is basically where Yoon Se-ri is a fancy businesswoman in South Korea, and after a paragliding accident she ends up in North Korea, and it's about like her going back to South Korea. And you know, we have a North Korean army captain who's helping her, you know, get back home. Let's just say that I ate up all 1,360 minutes of this. This drama was a serve in every single way. It gave humor, it gave romance, it gave like the politics and thriller aspects. It served. Also, the fashion here was superb. You already know how I like business casual clothes, and the way that Seri and Dan dress, like, I'm obsessed. They are fashion icons. They are the moment. I really don't think that K-drama fashion can ever be topped, and I want to dress like them, except like literally everything that they are wearing, like, I literally googled it. It's like thousands and thousands of dollars for like just a little jacket. I have to admit that when they got to South Korea and Hyunbin's character got like his makeover, I was like, okay, like maybe he's actually hot. Like, I wasn't really looking at him when they were in North Korea. Like, my eyes were on Seri the whole entire time because, you know, that's my girl. But, you know, why can't we have him looking like he did in South Korea, like the whole entire time, asking for a friend? Another thing that I really liked about Crash Landing on You was the chemistry between Son Ye-jin and Hyunbin. I know that they're like a couple in real life. Maybe that's just why I'm like absolutely obsessed with them, but it definitely shows in the way that they act together and like their behind the scenes moments, and like I feel like they've definitely been together for longer than they say they've been together, which is just like a kind of moment. But I ship it. I ship their like fictional couple, I ship their real life couple. I personally loved Crash Landing on You. I'm obsessed. This was like a 5 out of 5. It's up there with It's Okay to Not Be Okay in the way that it made me feel things for the main characters. And it was thoroughly entertaining. Like, not 1 second was I feeling a little bored. Once I get through like my drama list of what I want to watch, you already know that I'm about to rewatch Crash Landing on You. It's such a well-produced drama. Everything about it is just high quality and I love it. And obviously, I feel like it's a really solid pick for my #1 spot for my K-dramas that I watched in August. And with that, I have ranked all 10 K-dramas that I watched in August. This is me trying to be your K-drama plug. I feel like now that I've only watched like a total of 11 K-dramas, actually no, when I'm filming this, I think I've watched 14, and it's literally only September 5th. I've watched 14 K-dramas now. I really don't think I can be your K-drama plug with only 14 K-dramas under my belt, but like at the end of September, maybe it'll probably be a different story. I'll probably have it like in the 20s, but this is me trying to be your K-drama plug. If you want more like K-drama type content, just let me know in the comments. Sound off on what I should watch and what I should not watch. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay fresh, and I will catch you next time.